Cascading disruption. Cardano's strategy for adoption is unrivaled across the entire blockchain space. First, define its mission statement, create a highly secure, scalable and expressive world operating system, all underpinned by the scientific academic peer-reviewed process, whilst remaining consistent in its approach, values and core principles. Identify the regions in the world who express the greatest need for this technology, the ones who won't stifle innovation, but instead embrace and implement it. Build upon those relationships to such a degree that the tech can be implemented and utilised on a scale that we've not yet witnessed in the history of blockchain. Cardano has set out first to prove the tech and system in real time to form the foundation for it to spread globally. This strategy has been made perfectly clear from its inception. This has flowed through the veins of its community and has bred a culture of a different kind. A community who value the tech mission and as a result, every day puts all of its focus in assisting the cause in whichever way they can, driving the project forwards, enabling it to deliver step by step and realise its goal. When you reflect on how this has all played out, take a moment to evaluate how far we have come and truly assess the fundamentals that are in play. It's not difficult to realise the direction we're now heading. The future is real bright for Cardano, and in my opinion, its mass adoption strategy is bulletproof. Welcome back for today's instalment of Cardano Insights, where we track the all-important developments at the very pulse of Cardano and its ecosystem each weekday. So let's get straight into it. So another day in blockchain and yet another advertisement of why Cardano and its approach to development is second to none. The competition really are eating themselves from within. Whilst Cardano is focusing on delivering the most complicated upgrade in its history and implementing a strategy to actually deliver blockchain technologies in the developing world, in the EVM and Solana world, we're seeing exploit after exploit, costing thousands of users millions of dollars in losses. Yesterday it was the EVM Nomad bridge, and today a Solana exploit has drained 7,000 wallets and counting for upwards of $6 million in value. What's worrying is it would seem in terms of the Solana hack, the transactions have been signed properly, seemingly the attacker has acquired the private keys. Obviously you feel for anyone who has fallen victim to these kind of exploits, and this kind of scenario does nothing positive for the wider perception of blockchain. But when it comes to Solana and the co-founder himself, I have little sympathy here. It's this approach to blockchain development that emphasises everything that is wrong with the space and has fueled the move fast mentality that more often than not has led to retail being burnt by poor investment choices. In one of my earlier videos I covered this piece on the Solana co-founder discussing Cardano and its approach, being highly critical of Cardano's speed to development, claiming it has a huge stick up its, well you know the rest, and it will never ship anything. He goes on to explain that Cardano is trying to build something like a cathedral, but when it comes to blockchain that stuff just doesn't work, and I quote, "You have to kiss a couple of frogs in your design to ship stuff." See, in reality, it's not that Cardano is slow to develop, it's just a case that this is how long it takes when you do things properly. From the very beginning, Cardano has valued security and correctness above all. When you're playing with other people's money, being careless when it comes to security demonstrates how much value you place on the individuals buying into your blockchain. I didn't want to spend too much time going through all the details of these hacks, but if any good can come of this, hopefully, whilst painful for many who are directly affected, maybe these repeat instances are going to form the beginnings of mass change in mindset to both development focus and what we as users place the most value on when thinking of investing in any cryptocurrency. Now, thinking about development for a moment, if you need any proof that Cardano is unrivaled in this respect, this next item is a great example of what Cardano is all about, and in fact, what makes it such a beast in terms of development activity. Check out yesterday's development commits logged on Cardano updates. 567 commits pushed across 54 repos by 102 authors, amounting to 724,166 additions and 111,000 deletions in terms of lines amended. This is pretty incredible stuff and provides a great insight to the magnitude of work going on behind the scenes when it comes to the development activity. With such an enormous effort going into the development progress of Cardano, I think this emphasises just how bright the future is going to be for its ecosystem. Post-Vassal, I really think that what's coming to Cardano is going to send shockwaves throughout the industry. From a DeFi perspective, we are only moments away from stablecoins, synthetics, borrowing and lending, yield aggregators and world-class trading platforms. When this all goes live, we're going to witness an exponential growth in activity and engagement. With dApp certification, wallet standards and identity solutions on the horizon, and Mammoth in World Mobile continuing their efforts in connecting the unconnected, coupled with IOG making great progress in delivering real fight solutions in the underdeveloped world, the pieces are really starting to come together and becoming far more prominent. This strategy, while slower to implement, is now truly taking shape, and we're going to be tracking it every step of the way as it all unfolds. Now, recently we covered Cardano becoming a member of AmCham Mongolia and how this region offers a safe place for innovation for Cardano to implement the technology and demonstrate how transformative it can be in real time, proving its use case to the world. This is a massive piece of Cardano's wider strategy, and one that's been greatly overlooked by many in the space who hold the view that there's little value to be extracted in less developed regions. Yesterday we got this insight from AmCham Mongolia, who provided a recap video of IOG's recent visit, and it definitely provided some thought-provoking pointers towards IOG's adoption strategy taking shape. It's certainly proving to be an unrivaled approach that, in my opinion, in the not so distant future is going to be vindicated. Its impact should not be underestimated. IOG's Tony Rose, head of product identity, spoke on the potential they've identified in Mongolia. Meeting with so many talented people and entrepreneurs in this region, the ability to collaborate with these individuals and take innovation that provides them access to the global markets is where IOG can see that in Mongolia, by adopting these technologies, this is really the beginning phases of mass adoption, moving beyond cryptocurrencies and moving into supply chains, healthcare, and generally the operating systems for society. He described Mongolia as a sandbox where you can demonstrate how the technology can work at scale with real-world use cases. Once Mongolia demonstrates how this is possible, then you can export that to the rest of the world. What I liked about this insight was hearing it from someone other than Charles, who equally shared this vision, and you could see the conviction in what he was putting forward. This is no longer just an idea, but progress is now in full swing, making this a reality. Then IOG's Joshua Miller explained that in Mongolia, the first move was exploratory. However, this recent visit was about building relationships and for other organisations to join them along with AmCham Mongolia in order to be part of the overall lobbying and conversation around regulatory rates. He explained that they're now at a stage where the next move is identifying the opportunity in the area they specialise in, blockchain technologies, the biggest of which being supply chain solutions, which will be the first piece that they'll look to implement. Then IOG's Harris Warren talked about the promise, innovation, ideas and leadership demonstrated from the youth in Mongolia. Speaking on the number of classes held across the last 2 years, Mongolia is proving to be the perfect foundation to harbour innovation and provides the platform to carry out those concepts in implementing real-world solutions off the back of the people in that region. Tamara Haasen, IOG's President and Chief of Staff, elaborated on this, explaining Mongolia has all the ingredients to become a great leader in the world when it comes to blockchain technology. When you look at a country and analyse if it's going to be able to adopt the technology or not, you need to look at the people. Do you have innovative people and a young population? In Mongolia you have this. They are young and extremely intelligent, and they're ready to build out their own future. I thought this provided a perfect window into understanding the strategy, importance and progress related to the work being undertaken in Mongolia. It's really impressive when considering the partnerships and relations being formed with the government and leading Mongolian organisations. The Haskell Academy bringing through the new generation of blockchain thinking innovators to IOG's implementation of the technology to improve the supply chains, healthcare systems and connect that region to the global market. IOG are demonstrating in real time the steps that need to be taken to truly deliver mass adoption. Whilst greed and speed are distracting many of the actors in this space, Cardano is taking giant leaps ahead, yet still many are unable to see how this is all playing out. Now recently we discussed multiple aspects of what exactly is going to be the catalyst for mass adoption, highlighting rather than it being one single thing, it's rather a collection of many different use cases that's going to contribute to this. Yesterday we highlighted how the NFT scene is a major entry point and for many being the first interaction with the blockchain space as a whole. We also discussed how mass adoption will occur when you tap into a huge number of people outside of crypto, which is going to be far more impactful than trying to migrate existing users from other chains. See, for people outside of the crypto space, in order to capture their attention, they need to be exposed to specific utility that improves upon the current centralized systems or applications they are using in their day-to-day life. Once you capture a user through connecting them with a specific use case that appeals to their needs, hobby or lifestyle, then the doorway is open for them to venture deeper into the blockchain world, learn and grow into the space. So the reason I'm bringing this up again is yesterday I found a real-time example of this taking place, so I thought I'd share it with you. Now it's no secret that I'm really fond of BookToken as a project, and we discussed many times on this channel the impact I believe decentralized encrypted assets in the form of ebook NFTs are going to have on an industry where over 1.1 billion people are estimated to read digitally in 2023 alone, and something probably being overlooked at this early stage. So yesterday marked the start of their second ebook sale of Cardano for the masses. 1 hour into the sale commencing, we got this from BookToken. Launched Cardano for the masses about an hour ago, had about a dozen people buy it and tell me this is their first step into crypto. I thought this represented a major win for BookToken, Cardano, and the ecosystem as a whole. This is only the beginning, and this scenario is going to keep playing out, repeating itself as more authors, books, and audiobooks are made available to be owned, stored, and shared on chain. The beautiful thing here is with Vassal very close, the explosion of utility coming to the blockchain in many different forms, we're going to see more and more examples of individuals that have never interacted with blockchain before discover the utility that appeals to them, and as a result become a part of this growing ecosystem. When you think about the security principles of Cardano, its expressiveness and flexibility of the EUTXO model, an unmatched, most welcoming community who are focused on building, sharing information, and working together to achieve the wider goal, it's my belief that Cardano is best placed to capture these new users above all other chains. So that's it for another installment of Cardano Insights, as we track all the development progress in the ecosystem and spread those positive Cardano vibes. If you found value in the content, then please be sure to comment, share, like, and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate the support. We'll be back tomorrow with your daily roundup. Until then, thanks for watching, have a great day, and as always, keep it Cardano.